you guys doing your homework over the course of the next month. I just want to kind of guide as you guys are running offices and then DOMs as you're backing up the things that you want to do. So as you go through, if you see, if you go into the videos, I'm basically going per video that's on the Rising Stun Day 2, so you know where to go. So you start off in the beginning. When you start off your training, you're doing the contracts and stuff. You go through Fast Start right in the beginning to kick off the phone gym and get them excited about booking more demos for their Fast Start contest, which then you could bring up later again when we go into PRs. So we're going to bring it up again later with PRs. Then sample kits and making sure they know like the rules of sample kit, checking out. They know that it's yours, it's not theirs, it's on loan. So you walk through the rules of that. And by the way, you could even do that at the end. The order of this doesn't really matter as much. It's just the orders the videos are in, okay? It just needs to all get done so that they know the rules of here's the sample kit so they don't run off with your kit. And then PDI. So you guys were just watching the PDI guidelines. So here's, when we go through that, this is usually when I show them the qualified presentation report sheet. So make a note of that. So you want to show them, hey guys, so here's how this works. This is your time card. Okay, this is how you keep track of all your stuff. So like you guys know, you clock in, you clock out, you know, we're gonna help you guys out with everything. Whoever you talk to on the last row here, you're gonna write their name. Where it says verified, you're gonna put Daniel, you're gonna put Cody, you're gonna put whoever, you're gonna put that. But you wanna track all your stuff. Why do you think we have this time card for you guys? No, we make a lot of sales. We make money off commissions, but possibly. We want to track your progress, all right? We want to check your numbers. We want to see how you're doing. You know, we could look at that paper and in 5 minutes, we know what's going on. I can look at that and I'm like, oh, we're like a doctor. You know you're sick, you go to the doctor, they're like, check your ears, check your heart. Okay, here you go. And they just fix you, all right, like in 5 minutes. And you're like, what the heck? We do the same thing here. And so by filling this paper out properly, I can look at this and go, oh, okay, here's what we got to work on. Like Crystal Grote, for instance. Crystal, her first weekend did 13 appointments. Cool. Off the 13, she had 11 sales. Is that good? All right, that's a good closing. So I'm like, all right, cool. But she only sold $3,000. And if you look at the averages, that's not good because GCK average is what? It's over $400 is the average order. So that means she was under the average on her average order. So right there, I knew, okay, we have an area of opportunity, right? So I sat down, but when I looked at her paper, I knew right away what had happened. She had homemaker, peace, 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 homemaker, peace, 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 like all the way through. And she had like another homemaker. And so out of her sales, or 11 sales, she had 3 homemakers, but all the rest of them were like a single piece or 2 or 3 pieces. So I sat down and said, hey, Crystal, what happened to galleys, starters? How about all the other stats? And she's like, no, they really wanted to get a homemaker and they said they just couldn't do it today. So instead, what I did is I reserved their first call special so that they could get it later and still get the deals. Which is good. She was listening to that, right? You know, but I was like, okay, well, let's rewind. And one of the things for her was she didn't know like customers could trade in their, you know, her customers were like, we don't want 2 blocks or whatever. So I just showed her, said, hey, whenever they upgrade, we can give them deals. They can trade in their block. Like they get all cool discounts. I said, so let them know, hey, Miss Jones, whenever you're ready, you're going to get a deal on your block. Don't worry about it. Let's find what's best for you today and makes the most sense. And when you're ready, I'm your Cutco girl. I'll upgrade you real easy. And like, all right. So we role play dropping down. And then guys, that next week, by the way, her average order went from $300 to over $600 because now instead of just homemakers, she was selling homemakers and galleys and starters and was crushing it. All right. So that right there made such a big difference. Nick Lay comes to me like freaking out and he's like, oh my gosh, you know, and he was like, I don't understand what went wrong, you know, and he had done 11 appointments his first weekend, all right, but he only had 4 sales and he was just like really bummed out that he only had 4 sales. But when I looked at it, he had 3 out of 5 sales with MAC customers. Is that good? Yeah. Right on the averages. And by the way, those 3 out of 5 sales had combined for over $1,600 from those sales. All right. But then his other 1 sale, it was 1 out of the other 6 people. He sold a fishing knife. All right. But they were all single people. And so he didn't do anything wrong. It's just I hadn't taught him how to shoot those shots yet. Does that make sense? He just wasn't ready. So he's shooting threes, but he had no idea how to. So it was like air ball, air ball, air ball. So it's just a waste of time where if he could have waited until I taught him how to shoot those shots, he could have nailed some of those. All right. I don't want you to waste any leads. I don't want you to lose sales. So hold off on those shots till later. You don't know how to see single people yet. All right. So let's get your layups down. Let's get your max down this weekend, and then you'll learn that later. Sounds good? Cool. So that's how I go through that. And then guys, now who here wants to maximize your sales? Like the amount of sales you close, the highest amount. All right. So how you call in is so important. And I do this here, or I do this during dropping down. All right. Either place. But I in most of my career, this is where I do it. So when I walk through the queue, I'm like, so guys, here's how this goes. Here's how we call in. Okay. So you can maximize your sales. So when you guys are with a customer, all right, you're going to call in mostly for one of two reasons, all right? They either definitely decided on something, or they're considering and they're not sure, all right? Yeah, you'll have that no sale. We know we have those too. And if so, you still need to call in to verify, right? Just like you talked about. Like, we want to make sure, you know, that you check in, let your customer know, hey, I have to call, so they know that, you know, I was here, you know, verify my appointment. Because they'll ask you, hey, Gentry, how did they even know you were here, right? So it's no big deal. So you just call and say, hey, I'm just calling, you know, to check in, and you'll give us the results and let us know, you know, how it went. So we'll always ask you how to go. Do they like Cutco? And if it's the customer's a no sale, you'll just be like, yeah, they really liked it. We're always, by the way, we're always going to ask you, hey, what did they like? All right. You might say everything. I don't want to hear everything. I just want, hey, what did they like? And I want to hear what they liked, all right? And don't say, oh, but they're not good. Guys, let me tell you, I can tell you so many stories, and time-wise, I don't have time to sit here and tell you a million stories of people that were no sales that we turned into sales, all right? But an easy one I can tell you is Taylor. Taylor Ricard went to his first demo, calls me in to verify his appointment. Hey, they're not going to get anything today. They loved it, but whatever. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I said, hey, what did they like? And I always ask, hey, did they like Cutco? He said, oh, yeah, they loved it. I said, cool, what did they like? He's like, oh, you know, they liked everything. I'm like, Taylor, like, what couple things? Like, if Cutco was like free, like, what would they like? What do they like most? And he's like, well, you know, they can't do. I'm like, just ask them. If Cutco was free, or if Cutco was falling from the sky in a safe manner, you know, what would they want? All right. And I said, just ask. I said, just ask. And so he's like, hey, you know, Auntie, you know, if Cutco was free, you know, what are the 2 or 3 things you like the most? She's like, oh, well, I love that. And I heard her pick out a couple things. I said, cool. I go, dude, jot this down for me, okay? 2 things. And guys, I'm always going to give you 2 things. You're my training class if you haven't realized. So guys, I'm always going to give you guys 2 things, okay? I'll give you a custom deal, and I'll give you a package. So I'll give you like a custom piece deal, and I'll give you a package. Packages are always the best value. I mean, they get so much more for their money, right? So I told him, I go, hey, do me a favor. I know she liked those 2 pieces. Write those 2 pieces down and let her know, you know, with that, we could do blank free. All right. But dude, check this out. Ready? Write this down next to it. Check out this package. It has those 3 that she likes, and it has this, and it has this, and it has a tray, and it has a cutting board, and it has a sharpener, and she gets $150 of whatever she wants for free. So this package, dude, write this down. It's over a $680 value. Cross that out and put 402, all right? And then just put a line and put $80 deposit, cool? Or $85 deposit. I said, just show her that, because she's basically be paying half the price for the 2 pieces of this package. And with this package, she gets so much more for her money. But just say, here's what I want you to say. I'm going to hang up with you. I just want you to say, hey, just so you know, if you wanted to start your cut collection, my manager just wanted me to show this to you so you knew this was available. There's a deal where you can do these, you know, couple pieces if you wanted to start it. I know you liked Cutco, and there's this package that has and it's only $80 to try it on. You know, is that something you might want to do today, or do you still want to wait? I said, that's what I want you to do. So we keep it chill. She had already said no. He was calling in with a no sale. She said, hey, is that something you'd want to take advantage of, or would you want to just wait? And his aunt was like, ooh, yeah, let's do that. And she bought that sale. He had a $350 first CPO sale, by the way. All right. And he called me back. He goes, she wants to do that package. I'm like, all right, here, write this down. And to this day, he's like, I hate that you always say that story about me. He's going for a scholarship right now. He's top in the All-American race. You can see him on the All-American reports. Taylor Max Ricard, top rep in 2011 when Mary Lou started. But this guy was like, no sale. It took him like a week to hit his first promotion, little by little, super skeptical, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, it took him 2 months to sell 8K. Then I had him on my Alliance for SC2, and he sold over $11,000 or $12,000 in those 2 weeks, which was pretty awesome. Became one of our top people, was assistant manager, ran a branch, ran my office, ran another branch, and now he's a top seller and mentors with Andy Janti down in Miami. So I share that because we have such, I mean, it's crazy how we can impact, influence people, and even like no sales, like we have the power to turn them into sales if you're excited and if the customer likes Cutco. And I say, hey, by the way, and if not, you know, I'm like, don't forget to make sure she knows if she buys any one piece. So I always tell them, I go, she doesn't want to do that, just call me back and let me know. But if they really like Cutco, make sure to always remind them, hey, by the way, if there's any gift that you need, if there's anything, even by getting one thing today, it's going to put you, Kyle, in the system as a preferred customer. So whenever you guys are ready, those deals I showed you, you can still take advantage of those. So that's like worst case scenario. If they buy anything today, they're in the system and they can always get the deals later. Cool? All right, ready?
Oh, that means you put you in the system as a preferred customer. So put them in the system.
Right, like I'm talking to the customer.
Okay.
All right, so that is the no sale, all right, which we will turn into sales at least half the time if you do it properly and they like Cutco, all right? Then is the sale, right? So we have the two other scenarios I talked about. You have the one who's like considering, all right? And you have the one that's definitely made a decision. If someone's considering, what does that mean if they're considering?
They're on the fence.
To me, as a manager and as someone who's sold for a long time, to me in my head is like, ooh, they might not buy. I need to close this thing, all right? It's on the fence. No, I don't like that, all right? I want to get them on the yes side. So if they're like, if you call me and say, hey, Kathy, it's Kyle, and when these customers are considering blank, right away alarms go off. That means you're saying, Kathy, please help me close my sale. Cool? So just so you know, that's the lingo, and I write it on the board. I say, so when you call me and you say, my customer is considering, all right? Well, I don't know if Cody and like his head guy that's going to be in the summer, like he should probably listen to this.
Yeah, Hunter
If they're doing stuff.
You want me?
Oh, okay, got it. It is. He can watch the video later. All right. So if they call him, but this is huge, and this helps. Yeah, he can check it later. This is gonna end in 2 minutes. So you know, it's all right, or probably like 10 minutes. We'll talk a lot. So when I say, so I go, so if you call and say my customer's considering, all right, my customer's considering this. What does that mean when they say that?
You need to close this.
All right, this means might, which to me means please close my sale. All right, so this person, and I put might not buy. I write that because I want to scare them. All right. But I'm like, this means they might not buy. Because then they're like, oh, they might get it. No, they might not buy. I was like, so my job is to close that sale. And I'm really good at it, okay? So when you call and say, hey, Kathy, my customer's considering blank, boom, I know, all right, I got to close this sale. Okay, I'm going to give you a killer deal. We're going to max out the points. We're going to hook them up. It is your job to get excited. It is your job to deliver that to them. Because if I'm telling you a deal, Jose, and you're like, okay, cool, I want to punch you through the phone. And if I could, I would, all right? When I give you a deal, you need to be like, oh, that's awesome, Kat. Okay, cool, yeah, I'll let them know. You got to get excited. So your customer's like, what? What's awesome? Like they're waiting to hear, got it? Like that's what needs to happen.
Sometimes, at least this summer, I felt like sometimes I'll be overwhelming. I mean, we have this conversation all the time where it's like, if you're a 10, the rep is 7, which means the customer's 4.
Well, depending who your customer's personality is, who your rep's personality is, sometimes you might need to tone a little, but you're still like, dude. Like, I won't be like, yo, guess what? Like, Philippe, all right? I'll just be like,
everybody, I know I'm lying.
but I'm just, when they're a little bit more chill, I'm like, dude, can I show you something awesome? And they're like, what's up? And it could be like that. That's like exciting.
It's still at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, let me show you something that's ridiculous for your customer. Like, jot this down. Because this hooks with your customer like sick nasty. And even me, if you watch me do deals, I'm way more calm than Mary Lou or any of my doms. But I'm like, dude, check this out. But it's just through the pauses, through whatever. Like, what? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, jot this down. I'm like, let me just show you this. And they get excited about it, you know?
So even if it's not like physically like.
Right, it doesn't need to mean loud, stronger, faster. It's still right. It's like someone who's more quiet. When you're telling them their demo to get excited, they're not gonna be like the person who, like me, is like, oh, check that, you know. Like when they get excited is open their eyes and kind of smile, you know. And that was Peter Sheets, one of my best friends who won a scholarship with me and mentoring my first time. He talks about this tone, and he just would give speeches at school, and he just like so. You know, he'd see me, I'm like, hey, Peter! And he's like, You know, just like really quiet, really soft-spoken. But by the way, he was awesome. He was such a great sales rep. He won 3 scholarships, like top All-American. And he just spoke right. I'm like, I gotta go see this guy sell. And I watched his demo, and he's like, I'm so strong. That's his loudness. And he's just talking, and he's like, oh yeah, my mom, but his mom had cooked over 25 years. He's like, yeah, my mom's had him. Oh, she loves it. Oh, check this out. Look at these scissors. And he just, and I tell, and when I train people, I go, for those of you who are more quiet, you're nonverbal. That's who you're excited. Check this out. Look at this. This is awesome. And they're like, oh, okay. You know? So it makes everyone feel comfortable when you guys are going through that, all right? So anyways, you call me and say, my customer's considering this. I know I got to close it. I'm going to give you a killer deal. You just go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then let your customer know, all right? The second thing is if you call me and say my customer is definitely, you know, getting, or whatever the word is, definitely, what does that mean to me? It's closed. It's closed, right? This is already closed. We know it's closed. Boom, done deal. We hang up the phone. I know you're writing up that homemaker, Daniel. All right, but all right, what does that mean to me when you call? All right, yeah, upsell me, please. All right, upsell me, please. So you're asking me to increase that order. So I know when you call and say, hey, my customer's definitely getting blank, I know that you're telling me, hey, please increase that order for me, just by you saying that. Cool? And I'm going to give you, you know, 2 deals. I'm always going to give you 2 deals. So you can show the customer and just get excited and say, hey, I know you like this. There's a deal with that. But hey, can I show you how you can get a better deal? My manager just showed me there's a package. And guys, always use the term package. It's the easiest thing, bundle or package, both those things, all right? Because people get it already in their psyche. When you go to Best Buy, if you buy a bundle, what happens? You get more for your money, right? They have bundle packages and they're discounted. And so automatically that stimulates psychologically a positive discount, okay? So that's why I always say like bundles or packages when I talk to them about what we're doing, all right? So I just say, so guys, you do that properly, you're gonna rock. And again, as you have stories, you can tell examples. Sometimes I talk way too much. I go into the Mike Arrieta story, which Mary Lou knows, him and Kyle Pichetto, but I just share like, just get excited. And that's one of the things that I want people to say is like, hey, get excited, you know, when Kathy gives you deals, because that goes a long way. If I don't say it in training, I'll say it in AT, where I'm like, hey, Kyle, and some of you guys have heard me talk about it. I'm like, Kyle Pichetto is one of my 15K fast starters. And he was, you know, I closed probably like 4 out of his first 6 homemakers. I closed them, but he was calling in properly, considering or definitely getting, and we were closing sales. And then, so I coached him through his first week, right? Then I asked Mike Arrieta, one of my top guys, I go, hey, dude, can you take this guy under your wing? Can you mentor him or whatever, right? Now, Mike Arrieta's been working for me for a while. And every time I give him a deal, I always hear, like, in the middle of a conversation, I hear a noise. And I'm like, what the heck? Always, right? Whatever. I don't know what he does. So now Kyle starts mentoring with him. I get a call from Kyle the next week, all right? Kyle, I'm giving him a deal on the phone, and I hear a noise. And I'm like, what is going on? So at the team meeting, I'm like, yo, what's the clap noise? What's the clap noise? And they're like, you know, and Mike's like, don't get mad, Kat. And I was like, I'm not gonna get mad. I just want to know what's the clap noise. It's like, well, you know how you told us in training to like get excited when you give us a deal? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so every time you give me a deal, I'm like on the phone with them, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, really? Oh yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna let them know right now. All right, awesome. Thanks, Kat. And then I hang up, and the customer's like, why did I just high five you? And I'm like, guess what? And that was his personality. And he always did that. He's like, so I told Kat to do it. He's like, it's bulletproof, Kat. I close every time. Yes, I have. Who's heard that story before? Raise your hand. All right, see? So anyway, but I'd always share that, and they're like, you know, and I'm like, I'm not saying to do a clap, I'm not saying to whatever, but like your customers feed off of you, and it's just like whether it's your face going like, oh, that's great, or it's a high five, whatever it is, they're waiting to see like what just happened, you know, and then you're like, hey, just so you know, and that's the other thing I write on the board. That's the last thing with this, and this is part of my calling in and upselling. I'm like, hey guys, write this down. Write down just so you know. All right? This is a money phrase. Every CSP knows this. Every top seller knows this. Just so you know, all right? Every time you give a deal, I'm like, hey, Paul, just so you know, why don't we use that phrase? No pressure, but I want you to know your options. Cool? That's it. No pressure, but I want you to know your options. So that's what we're doing there. Tevin.
Don't overuse that word though. Jordan said it so much.
Oh my God.
Like, just so you know, just so you know.
Hey, Jordan, they don't like you say that all the time.
Yeah, by the way, just so you know,
Just so you're
I say it a lot.
All right, so let's keep moving here. So you guys go through there. And then guys, by the way, so that was either there or right now in the next section, which is dropping down, all right? So dropping down, you guys can review that with your managers that you're doing GCLA with, or you can do the video. You just wanna make sure you're taking your time dropping down, and it goes through why sets, right? You wanna sell a set. Doesn't matter what set, as long as you sell a set, and your guys talking about sets and why sets are good for them. My keys to dropping down is take your time, make sure you guys write down. Here's the thing, what you want your reps to do, you need to do, all right? So that's really important. What I mean by that is, as I go through dropping down with reps, and I show them, and this is huge, whether you're doing a PC with one of your reps as an assistant manager, whether you're, whoever it is, when you guys are meeting with them and I'm sitting down, or you guys right now in training, all right? This right here is big. So let's say we did the closing, right? We're going through the demo, we're dropping down. I wrote down the, whatever you guys use, let's call it $5,000, all right? And then, hey, it's not $3,000. Hey, the homemaker's only $1,212, right? You guys should have that on the board, as you're going through, because again, you want them to see it. Why? People are visual. You guys want to close more set sales? Personally, you want your team to close more set sales? Make sure they're writing down numbers. People are visual. A confused mind doesn't buy. So these things are really helpful. So anyway, you go 12-12. They're like, all right, cool. And then you told them, oh, Miss Jones, like today that would be a deposit of whatever, $256, right? And then I always, whatever it is, I always break it down per week. My bonus, I just put that. Cool? So, hey, Ms. Jones, if you did that, do you want to go ahead and do that? All right, so let's say your customer says no. So today we're going with, oh, no, I can't do all that right now. And we're going to show you how to drop down. So yesterday we talked about, just closing a homemaker. Now we're going to show you how to drop down. So if they don't do that, we drop to the galley. So you guys go through that process. We talked about calling in with them. And then now you want to write down the galley price. All right, I don't know the prices, I don't have them on me. But whatever it is,
Galley's $9.46 it's tax.
$9.46. Cool. And the basic one is 8. Whatever. All right. But I'm gonna make up numbers. I just want you guys to see the clarity, because again, so your reps see it. And I'm like, hey, so this is this, which comes out to whatever the price is. And this comes out to whatever, 160, which breaks down to this per week. With either of those, you can still do kitchen tools. So you want to go ahead and do that. All right. And if not, this is a point where the next step is you're just going to show them all the starter sets together, right? You go through that, but just showing them, be like, hey, even on a basic studio and showing whatever set for $400, how if they do that today, all they're paying today is $80, which means they'd have to put aside $20 per week. Guys, if somebody works full time, can they afford $20 per week?
Yes.
Yeah, a bum on the street could. I don't know that I want them running around with Cutco knives, but they can afford it, okay? So it's not whether they can afford it or not, it's do they feel it's worth it? Do they want to make the investment? Cool? People spend their fun money on the things they're excited about. So are they excited? Do they feel it's worth it? And that's stuff that we'll talk more about. But take your time. So those are a couple of key things, but just make sure to write stuff on the board, because you want them to write it on paper. And watch that video. You can play it, watch it, and take notes on it. You could do it yourself, whatever. But it's really great, but just take your time there. All right, so dropping down. Do you have to know how to do it live before the summer starts? No, you can play the video and then learn it. Cool? So that's one of your, you can play the video if you need to. The next section, gifts and accessories, by the way, 90% of the time I play the video. Not Drew's. I haven't even watched Drew's yet. I play Danny's. It doesn't matter if you have Drew's training up. I'm sure it's great. Like I just never watched it before. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Danny. I love Danny's. It's just you're switching around a lot, or you just need to have it set up before this day starts. And Danny's I think it's called like selling to past Cutco customers or teaching.
teaching managers.
Right, but it's,
He does it live.
yeah, he does it live like I was doing with you guys, like if it's a training class, Cutco customers. And so what he does, and so what's awesome is that it puts together two things. It puts together showing the gifts and accessories, which is what we want to do here, but it also talks about like the power of Cutco past customers. So when someone goes to see a Cutco customer, they're not defeated, they're excited because of how he presents it. So that video is awesome. And you guys can check that out. But by the way, I always play it. That's when I'm like, okay, did I get all my contracts? Did everyone sign their stuff? That's my like right in the beginning administrative, like making sure things are in order while that 25-minute video is playing and everyone's taking notes because the video is awesome, all right?
But it doesn't have anything to do with service call. It just shows.
It has nothing to do with service calls.
But it's called selling plastic.
Right, but it's for new reps in training. So it's talking about when I was new, people had Cutco and I was like, oh man, they're not gonna buy. Yep, he's like, everyone I knew, a lot of them already had Cutco, and so he talks about that and it's awesome. Especially when you have a lot of people that do have Cutco or in certain, circles. So the video is outstanding. Again, I haven't watched. Have you watched Drew's?
Yeah, well, the reason why I like Danny is because he explains the gaps and stuff. That Bruce is just kind of like, oh, you show them this, ask them if they want it, no, okay, we'll
Okay, yeah. So Danny goes through piece by, like he goes all the way through the book and talks about each thing. So it's perfect. So you can play that, check to see, do you have all the papers? Do you have your character references for each rep? Do you have, because you don't want to not have that stuff. So this is a good buffer for you to play that video while you make sure you have everything right in the beginning. All right. So by the way, I didn't say this because it's not in the videos or anything, but in the beginning, you want to have about an hour phone jam. You want to have time they're making calls while you're PCing everybody like we did earlier today and checking their schedules. You want to make sure that that's happening. All right. Then we go into PRs. All right. And so there you want to review the Fast Start contest again. If you've already done it, if you haven't, you can present it here. Right before you go through PRs, and then we dive into PRs, which we're going to walk through. Now, guys, here's the, for us as an organization, and as I looked at our biggest areas of opportunity from last year, our traditional PR program was definitely the thing that that would have been a game changer last year. And I feel there's a lot of things that are going to play roles, but I know that if we have that foundation, I know that that's what's always elevated my business. I've been talking to Matt King a lot, who's someone who really trained me on this program over 10 years ago. And I got really good at it as he coached me in 2006. And guess what? In 2007, I was #1 in the company as a DM. He was #1 in the company overall as the DVM, and he was my DVM. And I mimic this. And to this day, like we're on the PR task force together, and that's something that he just rocks. He texted me the other day, hey, are you still doing this? I'm like, dude, you still do that? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh man, I haven't done that in forever. Where like before they start calling the list, they still call the rep. The receptionist calls the rep and says, hey dude, I'm about to call your friends. Like, don't screw it up. I'm trying to help you win a cruise. So just be like, if they ask you what it is, be like, dude, it's awesome. I'm working right now, but check it out. Meet my manager. She's amazing. Let me know what you think, and like teaching them how to do that. Because if not, you do all this work, and if the rep does it wrong, they screw it all up. Now, by the way, I tell them in training after I collect all the names, hey guys, that's a plug that I'm gonna walk you guys through to make sure you always, after you collect all the names, and you go, hey, by the way, tomorrow, and in the next day, we're going to be calling through your top people. We're not going to get to everybody. We're going to try to do our best to at least get your top people, because you're going to have everyone star their top people. We're going to do our best to get through them. But here's what's going to happen, right? When I call them, Jeremy, they're going to, I'm going to set them up, right? Whoever's interested in checking it out, I'm literally going to call and be like, yo, this is Kathy. I'm actually working with Jeremy's new job. How are you? Like, oh, I'm great. I'm like, well, hey, I was giving you a call because we had some openings we were looking to fill for the summer. We love Jeremy. We just asked him if he knew anyone that might do a really good job or might, could use a little extra cash for the summer. And he had recommended you. So I just wanted to reach out. Did he get to tell you anything? Oh, no. All right. No worries. And then I'll give him a little something. Well, hey, I'd love to meet in person. That way we can sit, cover the details. We'll go from there. Cool. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And when I set him up, I'll go, hey, by the way, if you need anything, this is my personal cell phone. If not, check in with, you can definitely call Jeremy. I know he's been really busy working, but I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. All right. And I just say that because they're going to do that anyway. They're going to be like, dude, what is this? They're going to do it. So I'm like, so I'm going to tell them like to check in with you So know that you're going to get texts, you're going to get calls going, yo, your job called me, or yo, what is this? And when they do that, just be like, oh yeah, dude, it's awesome. I just started. They offer scholarships. It's really flexible. Hey, check it out. Let me know what you think. And if they're like, oh, what is it? Be like, honestly, they'll explain it a lot better. And I know they're looking to film a couple spots. So check it out and see what fits well, because we're going to need more receptionists all the time. All right. And my biggest PR summers, we were bringing on new receptionists like every week to help with the big blitzes, because we wanted to have 15 people calling for the blitz, because we wanted to set up 200 PRs in one day. All right. And so we needed 15 people to do that. So we paid in like, well, just give them $50 to help out for that day to help us drive those numbers. So anyway, you're always looking for great people to help with PR blitzes, and some you'll keep on permanent, right? Because you really like them and they do a really good job and they really like it. And they're like, oh, I could keep doing this. And you're like, heck yeah, you're hired 2 days a week, PR blitz, let's roll. All right. And you just have them for the PR blitzes. And then others will want to be reps. So these are things you want to keep an eye out for. Everyone good so far? Am I going too fast? We're good? All right, cool. So anyways, I always tell them that. I'm like, so don't ruin it. We're going to do all the work for you. So when your friends call you, it's up to you to be like, if it's a good movie, like, oh, great movie, great actors, you know, action, whatever. Hey, go check it out. Let me know what you think. Same deal. All right? Don't give them the whole plot and ending and ruin it for them. Let us do that part. All right. So you always want to give them that at the end. But here's the thing. In order to have a strong PR program, we've got to have strong PR collection. And strong PR collection, every single strong office, because I'm on a test group with 15 people in the nation, and they have their groups in each of their divisions. And every strong office averages over 100 PRs. And Scott Dennis and Mike Muriel, who are region managers running this, are like, if a manager is not averaging 80 people per person collected, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So the top managers are all averaging 100 plus. So what are we doing to that? And by the way, there's different approaches, and you've seen different approaches. I know ours has worked for a long time. I know ours is one of the ones that are in circulation with the testing to just maximize the amount of names. And Mary Lou's going to do that for you guys live so you can hear it. And then we're going to role play this a bit. Because if you can nail this, you do a solid job with your interview criterias, and you don't need to do anything crazy. I think that if you push too much in the interview, it could be a little bit negative, okay? It could hurt you along the way of the funnel, versus making it very like, hey, we're looking for awesome people to add on board. If any of you guys know someone that is looking for a job, you know, could you is really team oriented, has a great work ethic, or looking for a chance to, like, we'd love to meet them. We can't guarantee anybody a job, but definitely an interview, you know. So feel free to fill that out. Means a ton to us when we see people really excited about building our team, because obviously we're really excited about our goals. So thank you in advance for anyone who does help out with that. Really means a ton to us. And they just work on that. And it's just very light, you know, and there's some stronger approaches and whatever. But as we've looked at it more and more, the lighter approaches have still given a great amount. They don't feel anything, and it doesn't hurt. Like, it hasn't hurt the rest of the funnel, where we've seen some drop off in numbers in the people who are getting a lot of PR names in an interview, but then they're hurting shows to training or hurting other things in the process. So keep it light. Keep it light. Let them know, hey, here's what we're looking for. We're super excited, building our team, yada, yada. You know, for anyone that knows someone who's looking for, like, hey, feel free to empty out your whole phone. Be like, but we really appreciate, you know, people helping us build our team. You know, we're really excited about our goals. So thank you in advance for anyone that helps us out with that. It really means a ton. And people feel good about that. Cool. So I like that. So then if we do that and we nail what Mary Lou's about to do for you guys, and we're going to role play here, the PR program, I'm going to walk through what the PR program really maximizing what it looks like. We're going to talk about that and just some basic things that we can implement. We'll do that here in a second. Mary Lou can head this way. And to finish the day, the last things, you have virtual demo review, which is 7 minutes. Play the video. So write that down. Just play the video, or you could do it yourself. You know, Jeremy wants to do it, but you can play the video. Then you have recommendations, which I want you guys doing recommendations live. I'm going to do it for you guys here after Mary Lou. We'll go through the recommendations, how I teach recommendations. You bring me the manual? Okay, awesome. So we're going to go through how I teach recommendations with the new manual, because we have a couple changes in the new manual with, like, the order. We have a text heads up. We have just different things in there. So I want to bring you guys up to speed with that. Then, guys, order writing. It's an hour and 20-minute video. Play it. Cool? Just play it. And once you've played it a couple times, you feel good, you want to do it yourself, awesome. But again, that's another easy one that you can play while you text some of your team, check up on your top 20%, right? How are their demos going? How's their weekend looking? And you can do some PDI. Don't leave the room unless you have someone watching them, all right? Because you want to go, you guys got that? Okay, you know, like just kind of be there. But you can shoot some text messages and you can just check up on people during this time. So on order writing, it's 1 hour and 23 minutes, I think it is. Just play the video. So again, I would play the video on Danny or Drew's Gifts and Accessories. I recommend Danny's. And I would play the video on order writing for sure. Virtual, up to you. It's a 7-minute video. And then,
It's better because when you try and teach it yourself, you go too long.
What, the order writing?
No, virtual demo.
Oh, virtual demo.
This is 7 minutes. If I do it, it takes me 30.
Okay, yeah, so play the 7-minute video. Then guys, he has demo walkthrough. It's not a demo walkthrough, it's a 3-minute front row foundation video. So you want to do a demo walkthrough, and I'm going to walk you guys, I'm going to give you a document. It's very simple on what to do with that. I'll do it for you guys live. And then you wrap up, which you have the wrap up notes, and we'll walk through and role play that. All right. So she's going to do PRs live, and we're going to go through. Then I'm going to do teaching recs, how I teach recs, so we're all on the same page with that. And you know what your reps are learning and what I'm recovering at the SLDMs. The more we're in sync with this, the more powerful it will be for the representatives. And as we're building people's skill sets, then I'll do the demo walkthrough for you guys, and that's the second day of training. All right. So we're gonna do here live. Questions on any things right now, and then afterwards I'll open it up for any clarifications and stuff at the end that you guys want to cover. Cool. Let's watch Mary Lou. So PR collection time. All right. Actually, I want to make a separate.